Good morning. Hi. Camera seems crooked. Maybe it's just me being cockeyed. Happy Wednesday.
9397 Network. Initiating launch sequence.
3, 2, 1.
That's pretty freaking loud, I ain't gonna lie. Woo, putting these in my ears like getting laid, man. Hard to fit it in that tight little hole. No, your dick's not big. I just got a tight vagina. All right, it is Wednesday. Good morning. That's enough. Sit down, get your seat, and shut up. It's time to get talking. Hopefully everybody's waking up well on a Wednesday morning. I know I am. I'll tell you what. Feels like a Monday. Just kidding. Halfway through the week. I love it. If you loved your job as much as I love mine, you wouldn't be so damn miserable all the time. I'm going to help you. That's what we're doing today. Self-Help Wednesday. It doesn't rhyme, but we don't give a crap. What type of person are you? That's what we're going to get down to today. We got community concept on the docket today, right? What kind of a person are you when it comes to community? You don't even know what I'm talking about, but you will. Don't worry about that. Believe it. We're also going to talk about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And we're not talking about the gossipy entertainment we use it for. We're going to talk about the implications of putting this nightmare hot mess for all to see. But just because it's out there to see doesn't mean we should be watching it. But there we sit, word for word. I'm watching this poor lady. I don't care. Look, we all know people in toxic relationships. We all know people that have those stories of excessive drinking and partying and doing stupid stuff. It happens. It's not good. It's reality, right? There's nothing you can do about it. Well, there is something you can do about it. You cannot be a drunken butthole. But that's not how it goes. So, sitting there watching Amber Heard for the little bit of time I saw on Inside Edition or whatever, my heart goes out for that poor lady. I don't care. The relationship was bad. Both of them are to blame for things. I don't even care about it. This is not something that should be on TV, right? And I'm going to tell you why. It should not be on TV because now, raise your hand, ladies, if you want to be put through the ringer like that when you come out for a domestic violence and abuse case. It's not to say that Johnny Depp's wrong, and it's not to say that Amber Heard is wrong. It's to say, look at what is going on. To sit there, people can say she was acting, but to sit there and watch her yesterday on that stand for those couple of seconds I've seen it through the media depiction of it, my heart broke for her. Have you ever cried so hard that you just can't catch your breath? Have you ever been so humiliated and reliving such a bad experience? Maybe you were partly to blame for that bad experience too. But have you ever been there and you're hysterically crying, you can barely catch your breath, and your misery, your pain, your anguish is so big and deep? And we're using that for our entertainment. But you're supposed to be surprised that we're out shooting each other and robbing each other and mistreating each other, running each over in the street, driving right over people, backing up to make sure we did the job right. Really. It's like, to me, it's no different than going to the haunted insane asylums from the past. We're using tortured spirit. First of all, if you don't believe in spirits, why would you go there anyway? Because it's a waste of your money. You don't believe it. So if you're going there, we're assuming you believe in the spirits that are there, and you're using a tortured soul for your entertainment on earth. This is where we've gone as people. It's great. It's a great thing. With all the abilities and all of the technology and we use 5% of our brain. Our heads are shoved in our ass so deep we can't even breathe hardly. Or maybe they're so far deep in there that it makes us breathe normally. But Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, Johnny Depp pulls up. Everybody's cheering for him. He gets out, stands there waving. Everything's great. He's appeasing his fans, and he's loving having a support base. It ain't fan base he cares about right now. He cares about support, right? Then Amber pulls up. She's booed and jeered and heckled. She's on the stand reliving horrific moments in her life for all to see. And we actually have people making videos, making fun of her because they think she's acting. So now any woman out there, this is the implication. This is what happens, right? If you're a woman in an abusive relationship, now you are scared to death to come forward. I'm going to be put through this? Hell to the no, right? That's what you think. No way am I putting myself through this. There's no way. So you keep your mouth shut and you either live with it or you leave and don't get the treatment you need for it. And just checking the volumes real quick. Make sure to check out janetscloset.com and janetsdungeon.com for all your sexy, beauty, kinky needs. I'm telling you, janetscloset.com and janetsdungeon.com. Straight guy, don't want to, I'm not no weirdo. Okay, cool. They got things for you. Guy, I don't care. I want to dress up pretty every now and again. Don't know how to do it. They got you covered. They have a makeup artist, Bailey, who will make you look like $1 million. I know personally. I know her. I know Janet. I shop at her closet. I'm telling you, it's a place to go. So check it out, janetscloset.com, janetsdungeon.com. Well, hell, while you're there, might as well go to the Adam's Apple and the Hayloft Saloon as well. Go ahead and check them out on Facebook. If you're in the Detroit area, make sure you, first of all, let us know. And come up to the Adam's Apple or the Hayloft Saloon, play some pool, darts, jukeboxes are always available. We love our music. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but Motown, Detroit, had their own little music thing back in the day. Yeah, Motown. I'm not sure if you're familiar. So yeah, we know our music here. Just a tad, if you're from the 313. Johnny Depp being, and it's for him too. This is for him too. He had to relive embarrassing moments for himself, painful moments for himself. Hearing your life depicted through the eyes of other people who witnessed it, you not remembering much of it. Scary concept, right? I mean, it's a little bit like, ooh, don't know if I can handle hearing all of this. But now multiply it by people on TV are using it for their entertainment, right? It's like, well, now what the hell's that about? So we need to think about these things. We don't think through. we're so self-indulgent and so in the moment. Like partaking in watching Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is part of the problem, right? Because we're being insensitive to what's really happening because we're just wanting to be entertained. Like, oh, it's gossipy. That doesn't entertain me one bit. Sitting there yesterday watching Amber Heard for the 5-6 seconds I watched it broke my heart. The pain another person is going through. Like, then you can say, well, she deserves it. And I would say, well, then you lack compassion. Because even though someone deserves it, doesn't mean it's not painful. And if that's the notion, who cares about your rights if you're in prison right now, right? So we always say what? Just because you're in prison doesn't mean you don't get human rights. Civil rights, debatable. You've lost some of those for now. But human rights, absolutely, you should be treated with respect. There's no reason to not respect a human being for being human. Now, the act that they committed, maybe not so much. But hey, that's the way we are now. So sitting there, watching Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, it's detrimental to a relationship breaking up. It's for a woman to come forward or a man to come forward and make allegations of abuse and physical and mental abuse and what they got. I don't even know why it's on trial. Like, why are we watching this? They can have the trial. I don't care about that, but nobody. This is not even a trial. I mean, it's a what are they? There's defamation trial, I believe, is what it is. But why is it televised? Why are we? Well, I know why. Ratings. But why? Why are we not looking past that? Why aren't they going, why do we have cameras in the courtroom? Nobody's even watching this on TV. Our ratings are zero because we have lives. I don't want to watch the pain of other people and gossiping about their lives for my entertainment. I'm not that shallow. Think about it. Just think about it. You don't have to answer because you know you're wrong. And if not, then you're part of the problem. The implications, I mean, you got people cheering and booing, picking sides. We love to pick sides now. That's the way we do it. But it's going to stop women or men from coming forward when there are cases of abuse and neglect and whatever, defamation, whatever the hell's going on there. But also, like, Starbucks is having like tip jars, and they got Amber on one and Johnny Depp on the other, and people are putting tips in for the one they support. And it's like, how do you support this crap? This is a relationship gone bad where two people are brokenhearted, and even if they hate each other now, we know how it goes. Why can we not leave on good terms? Because we have character flaws. That's why. Because nobody's perfect. But to sit here and watch them, it's painful. My heart broke for Amber, and I feel bad for Johnny Depp too. But shame on us for watching it, right? Because the executives at whoever's televising it, the MSNBC, the CNN, Fox, whatever, going, we need cameras in there, man. We got these stupid people we call Americans that love this crap. It's a reality it's the reality Jerry Springer. And then relationship experts are going, wait a minute, no, this is not good. This is not good at all. We can't have this. This is a relationship gone bad, and now we're dragging it through public mud and opinion and everything. And it's like, what are we doing? So these things are bad for us. It's bad. We know relationships go bad. You want your relationship brought up on national, international television for everyone to see? Hell no, you don't. It'd be embarrassing. I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. And I don't think I'm wrong. I think that we've gone too far with, First of all, they're celebrities, so they're kind of dehumanized a little bit, right? Because, if Johnny Depp walked in the room right now, it'd be like, oh my God, it's Johnny Depp. Who cares? What if Johnny Depp was never found as an actor and was the one cleaning the garbage cans? He'd get scolded for walking in when we're on the air. Be like, can't you see the on the air sign outside? Big red light on the air. But now, because he's a celebrity, if he walked in, he would be, oh, there's a microphone, Mr. Depp. You want my coffee? Here, take my seat. My goodness. We do that. We empower them to this more than human status. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment of our culture. People in other countries looking to America going, land of the free, home of the brave. They're a bunch of imbeciles over there. They use people's pain and misery and agony for entertainment. And when you're dead and you suffered in life, they're going to use your dead soul that's struggling to get through purgatory or whatever the hell as entertainment again. I hope you go to church on Sunday, you hypocritical. Because I can't say the F word. It's banned. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. What a world we live in today. Sure is different than it used to be. Kids aren't the same. Remember all those things that young people are sick of hearing? We've got it right here on Sapphire'S Soup du Jour. We have a thread of things that the young people are tired of us older people saying. It makes them cringe. Get off my lawn, probably the number one thing. You know you're old when you look outside and you see a couple of kids cutting across your grass and you get up out of your chair, open your door, and go, hey, get off my lawn. AARP, baby, you're old, okay? Grass, if your grass is so fragile that walking on it will mess it up, you did it wrong. Unless it's a pathway being made where they walk every day, multiple people. Now you're talking. But a couple of kids cutting across to get to the store early, because, time is of the essence when you're 13, 14, 15 years old. You got to get to the store to get your gum and candy. Candy ain't like it used to be either. We were talking about that last night. Fed up with all the things that the baby boomers like to say. Walking up, this is one of the things for us when we were kids. We used to have to walk to school in our shoes and half mile and all that. We go, yeah. It's not my fault that you didn't have automobiles when you were a kid, all right? Another one, beside get off my lawn, that's the number one. That doesn't even need discussing. You know you're old when get off my lawn comes out of your mouth. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. That's what all teenagers hate hearing. As soon as there's something going on, the one says, I was at my girlfriend's parents' house and she told me something generally unbelievable, right? She had read it on Instagram. And I casually asked if it was verified to have actually happened. And her mother said, what are you, one of them fact checker types? As if it's an insult. Like, it's an insult to want to know the truth. To seek the truth now is an insult, right? Don't believe something just because it's on the internet. True. And if you do, you're an idiot. Very true. But some of it's true. And if other people don't believe or believe, doesn't make them wrong either. Take, for instance, I don't know, let's say the 2020 election. There are people that believe that election was rigged. There are people that believe it, even though there's been no proof. There are people that believe the earth is flat. You cannot change their mind. They're not wrong in their mind. You're not wrong in your mind. You can prove the earth is round just as much as they can prove the earth is flat. Just saying. I know you got a PhD now from your years on Facebook. You are now a political expert. You are now a pharmacist. You now CDC expert. Hey, congratulations on all your accolades. But you still don't know. So don't believe everything you see on the internet. And the old saying stands true, but more critical now. Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. And maybe we should tighten the rope on that a little bit further so it don't slip away. Fact checker. Let's address that real quick. According to whom? Got to think about it. If you go on Truth Media or whatever it is, Trump's new social media network, their fact checkers are going to fact check a whole bunch of different things than Facebook and Twitter do, huh? Don't you think? And doesn't that smell funny? And doesn't it smell funny that when Twitter is going to be purchased by somebody who wants free speech, they shut it down? Isn't that funny to you? You can pick political sides if you want to, but if you don't find these things funny, not funny, ha ha, funny WTF, then you're not paying attention. Because this stuff's weird, right? All these things that are going on are weird. Supply and demand dictates the price of gas. Okay, so since the pandemic, you're trying to tell me that in 2019, you drove 11,000 miles a year. In 2022, you're driving 33,000 miles a year. You've tripled your mileage. Your supply and demand, we are now demanding a record amount of gasoline in this country. Can you believe it? Raise your hand if you drive 3 times more now than you did 3 years ago. Raise your hand, chime in. We got Facebook, we got Twitter, we got all of it. Let us know. 888-456-2157, extension 3. You can email me. You can mail me snail mail. Okay, I'm not giving you the address though, sucker. I'm not stupid. We got Derek checking in and said that this is being televised in the first place. Since when is a celebrity toxic relationship national news? Talking about the Amber Heard Johnny Depp. Absolutely. And it's disgusting that we soak it in so much. My heart breaks for Amber Heard. My heart breaks for Johnny Depp. But they're both to blame. A toxic relationship, nobody's perfect, right? They're both at fault. But we're sitting there you do the same thing to your partner. We all do. I mean, not to the extent and stuff like that. But we don't want our stuff aired out for all to see. Who does? We got to think about that. Thanks for checking in there. Cujo Speaks. Mindy Sue, those flat earthers, they believe in lizard people, but not birds. What the heck? Lizard people, but not birds. I don't want to make fun of a flat earther, but I feel enough has been proven to say the earth is round. But I'm not going to argue with you because I can't prove it. And I don't really care, right? I don't really care. The earth being round or flat, if it's not affected me in my 53 years and I've traveled around the world or I've traveled all over it, however you look at it, I don't give a crap about it. It's not changed my life one iota. I could care less. Breaking news right now comes over the air. Not only are there aliens in New York City, but the earth is flat. I don't give a crap about either one of these things until it impedes my life. I don't care. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, I don't care. May you both, neither one of you will ever have a good relationship now. Who in the hell would get in a relationship with you guys? You're crazy. But that's okay. I'm crazy too. Believe it. But the public humiliation for gossipy entertainment, Mindy, I think a lot of us have had the Amber Heard in our lives. It brings me joy to see her lies come to light. Could be, but how do we know she's lying? I believe there's two stories being told. In the middle is the truth, right? We see things differently. When I'm being hurt by you, I don't perceive it the same way as an objective person would. I don't know who's lying, but more importantly, I don't care. I hate to see a relationship being played out on national TV for ratings. There's no purpose being served. This is not a, well, you should listen to, this is going to help guide us how to be. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's gossipy entertainment. It's nothing short of Jerry Springer type stuff. And I'm sure Amber Heard, and I've not watched any of it. So I don't know who what. Maybe she's completely wrong and Johnny Depp's the complete victim. I don't care. I still feel bad. And maybe she's acting. Maybe them tears were all fake and everything. Because she's an actress. You can bring it into question. But it's just a damn shame that it's being put out there on TV. So that speaks to who we are as people. A little bit. And I'm going to say this. A difference of opinion does not constitute an argument, right? We could sit there, watch the whole trial together. We could be sitting there watching the whole trial right next to each other. We got popcorn, we got Pepsi, we got Milk Duds, we got Whoppers, the malted milk balls. Mindy thinks Johnny's the good one. I think Amber's the good one. These are hypothetical. I don't think either one of them's the right or wrong. It's a relationship gone bad. It takes two to tango. Just because Mindy, Sue, and Sapphire don't agree with things doesn't mean they have to roll around and leg wrestle. I don't have to get shot in the face with a gun because I don't agree with someone. I don't have to be insulted because of it and stuff like that. So, yeah, a lot of us have had an Amber Heard or a Johnny Depp in our lives. Sometimes people bring out the worst in somebody and they don't even mean to do that. It's just a toxic relationship. And when you're in it, it's hard to see it because you're living it. And then when you're out of it, you go, I don't even know how I put up with that crap for so long. We've all been there. Relationships, look, it's America 2022. 50% of marriages end in divorce. The one you're laying next to right now will be laying up next under some other dude within a couple of years. Maybe already. She come home smelling a little funny in the pants. Well, it could be somebody else in her life. You just never know. Where are we at? Let's see. We are at 8. Oh, we're at 7:30. All right. Look at us rolling along here. I think we need to decide to turn the TV off. And I'm bad. I pay $200 and some a month for cable and internet, and I watch Me TV that I could get for free a lot. And Channel 4, a local channel news that I could get for free. I'm not smart with my cable money. But do away, like the businesses, do away with the tip jars that got Amber and Johnny on them. It's tasteless. It's a stupid way to pander for money. Just beg. Just take a sign and say, please give me $1. I'm a cheap bastard. Man, maybe that's not a word I'm allowed to say. I don't know. I just don't think that it's a very good idea for us to be watching that type of stuff, and it shows who we are. So we're going to take a quick break, give you just some music here. When we get back, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. What type of person are you? When it comes to community, there's two type of people. Community, what does it mean to you? Is a community a place to come together to help people? Or is the community a place to come together to get help from people? We'll be back. You're listening to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97. Keep it locked.
No, we're here chilling with Sapphire on Sapphire'S Soup du Jour, only in the morning. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Listen.
You don't care if you rock out with your quack out or jam out with your clam out. Just do it here on WHOT Hot 93.97 or the 93.97 Network app today.
Yeah, do it. We don't care if you rock out with your cock out or jam out with your clam out. Just do it here on 93.97 Network. Okay. It's a very interesting thing, this 24-hour news and TV and access to all the information. One of the stories, I don't even know if we're going to be able to talk about it on the air or not. There's a cougar sighting, right? No, not young guys, not that kind of cougar. Calm down. An animal, a cougar in Washington. So people are now saying, oh my God, my animals, I don't want to go for a walk and I'm scared. And they said there's only been 2 cougar attacks in 100 years in the entire state of Washington where somebody has died from it. So getting attacked by a cougar is not on your list of worries. Unless you're one of the 2 that was attacked and killed by the cougar, then you go, yeah, maybe I should have worried a little bit about it. Chance encounter. And of course, what do you do if a cougar, first of all, you got to know it's a cougar. What's the difference between a cougar and a mountain lion? I don't know. So you don't run, you face it, talk to it in a stern voice and make eye contact. Other animals, you don't make eye contact because you don't want to challenge it. So now you have to become an instant with your adrenaline flowing and nerves rattled, instant animal expert to know what it is staring at you and what you can do to combat it. Or you can just stay away from it. So the one lady's like, man, I go on this trail all the time. I'm walking my dog. I go on a trail bike ride. Now I'm afraid to. And they're going, don't worry about it. Cougars, the sightings are more now than ever. They've always been in your neighborhood. You see them now because of motion activated doorbell cameras. All of the cameras and video that we've got going on, capturing all these movements. They said typically the cougar would walk through the neighborhood. Nobody would even know because they don't want to encounter people. They're looking for food. They're looking for food. They're looking for little animals. They're looking for raccoons, squirrels, things like that. Domestic animals, but they don't know that. They don't know, oh, I'm going to go where this house is because there's cats and dogs there. They don't know that. They just know they're going where other animals flock to. They smell the garbage cans more than likely. But that's a good point, though. We see so much stuff now because of our cameras, our video cameras and stuff. When there's an incident on your street, everybody goes, oh, let's get our video cameras, all the doorbell cams that everybody's got, and we can try to piece together what happened from when the car entered the block to when the car left the block. So, yeah. Yep. I'm hungry. I didn't eat dinner last night. Ate a late lunch. Got home, ate at around, I don't know, 3, somewhere around 3 o'clock. Big lunch. Didn't eat dinner. Had frozen yogurt, nuts, and chocolate syrup for dinner. Oh, and 2 blue motherfuckers. Maybe 3. Where are we at? Oh, we got a lot of time anyway. We come back at 7:52. Oh. We're going to talk about what kind of a person we are and community concept, what that means. But we're also talking today about something that happened at Duke University. It has to do with a racist statement. I don't know, man. I think we're getting a little oversensitive. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to be educated on it. I just think we're getting a little oversensitive about things. When you talk enough, you eventually say something you don't mean, right? You mean it, but you don't mean it. Because you got to own what you say, right? You got to. You said it, but things slip. Things you don't mean to say are said. The more you talk, the more opportunity that comes about. Freedom of speech. I understand the social movement of you know, outcrying against wrong and stuff like that. We're missing the mark once again on how to combat racist rhetoric, right? An 18-year-old kid with a 200-page manifesto of hate stalks out a black community to go kill as many black people as he could. He gets the blame, 100% of the blame. He did it. I'm looking at his mom and dad. How'd this happen? They're cooperating with the police completely. And they are saying, we'll do whatever needs to be done. We had no idea. And I'm sitting there across the table from you in an interrogation room going, these 10 people have been murdered, cold blood. We're still cleaning the blood. The blood ain't even being cleaned up yet, right? Your son videotaped himself live streaming, doing this, has a 200-page manifesto of hate, came here to stalk out the place. Hindsight and investigation leads us back to he'd been here in March to stake it out. You had no idea? There's a certain level of shitty parenting there, man. What kind of conversations were had at the dinner table, you got to wonder. This guy never spoke out to his parents about his hatred because people are born different than him. If you come to me and say, look, an Asian killed my mother, a black person killed my mother, I was robbed by an Asian or a black person, or back when I was younger, and my father was murdered by the mob, and you scare me. At least you have an argument. At least you have a reason for what you believe. But to just go out and start destroying lives at 18, there was a path. There was a trail. He had been in the hospital for a day and a half for threatening to shoot up his school. 30 minutes before the shooting, he was online telling people what he was about to go do. And in 30 minutes, nobody stopped him. It's crazy. And allow me to be unpopular. It's a tragedy that Buffalo, New York, the only grocery store in the neighborhood that they can go to, is now, I won't say ruined, but changed forever. Couldn't blame somebody for not wanting to go back there. Our president decides to go there for a PR stunt. He didn't go to California. You can't go to all of them. You got to pick one. Which one do you go to? Well, the one where most people were killed. But the church was a hate crime. They're being investigated as a hate crime. The guy went in. He was from China. Chinese nationalist, goes in, shoots up because the Taiwanese priest is back home visiting or returning. They're welcoming back the Taiwan priest or pastor to their church. So he goes in, lights them all up, kills people, hurts people. That's atrocious. More importantly, though, this is my point of it all. We have every day in our inner cities, Detroit, New York, Chicago, LA, in those, I'm not pointing them out in particular, Miami, Memphis, all these cities with inner city crime and killings happening a lot. There's no public outcry any longer. We're used to it. But when a white guy shoots up a black community, when a white person shoots up an Asian community, it's all over the news media. Our president runs out there to be with, and I'm sure the president's upset about it too, I'm sure. But they use it as a PR stunt to go out there, get everybody worked up. But we're not fixing the problem. There's two different problems here. One, hate and anger and rage going to hurt innocent people just to inflict pain. There's a mental illness there that even though we've seen it coming, you don't see that coming, right? You don't see that coming. I don't need the microphone. We're not even on. What am I doing? But then the inner city crime, more kids are dying and lives affected by incarceration and being murdered and records and everything. But we're not addressing that. But when a cop shoots a black man, when a white person shoots a black person, when there's a racial thing to it, the media grabs it, we start debating it, and everything happens. But yet, in our inner cities, we got massive shootings going on with teenagers. Black on black, white on black, black on white, Latino on Latino, Latino on black, name it. Mix it all up and throw it in a box and randomly pick them. We're all doing it to each other. But as soon as we start talking like I'm talking now, people go, ooh, you can't talk like that. Watch me. I'm not part of the problem. I'm not shooting at you. So we can get all emotional about Buffalo, about the shooting in the church, about the school shootings. It's what we're asking for. You reap what you sow. Perfect example. Ghislaine Maxwell, convicted of trafficking minors for sex. Convicted of it. Jeffrey Epstein, convicted of it. Trail stops there. Who was putting their wiener in these kids? Who were these kids brought for? We caught the messenger. Hey, remember that saying, don't shoot the messenger? We got the messenger. We put them in prison. One of them's dead now. What about the people that were doing it? Why are we not addressing that? Think about it, people. Think about it. Because it's the same ones that control the puppet strings of that guy in a suit that gets up there and talks on TV. Kim checking in. All life is priceless. All life is more than special. Talk like that. Bring it in attention spans. By the way, good morning. You're right. All life is precious. We sit there, and the guy on his gun has White Lives Matter, and he's shooting black people. We do this, though. How can an 18-year-old, life hasn't even begun to fuck you yet, man. I'm not on the air. I can say it. You haven't even been screwed by life yet. You're only 18. You're wet behind the ears. You ain't got a reason to be mad yet. But we want to take and stop. How do we stop the violence? I know the answer. You know the answer too. Teach our kids not to be assholes. Ding. Oh, wait, I got it out. Not all the parents, but you got to look sideways at the parents nowadays, especially now that we know better. We're doing the work. No, we're not. You got that bitch in Oxford, Michigan going, oh my God, my kid just shot up to school, calls her boss, texts them, please don't judge me by what my kid did. I need my job. That's why your kid did what he did. He begged you for help. He begged you for help. That kid begged for help. We, the adults in his life in Oxford, Michigan, told him to go F himself. And he did. And he did a bunch of other people's lives too. And I'll tell you, I was affected by that in the smallest little way, and it was a huge impact for me. A couple weeks ago, now this shooting in Oxford, Michigan happened in November of last year. I filmed the Oxford High School girls soccer or lacrosse team a couple weeks ago. It was emotional. There was no ceremony. There was no mention of it. It was business as usual. National anthem, on to introduction of the team, and play ball. Just looking at them young ladies on the field playing, going, who ran past their body? Who heard the gunshots and ran for their lives scared to death? Just that little bit of interaction with it. Just looking at the girls from afar, I'm in the press box, looking down. Who stepped over a body to get out? Who was ducking? Who heard gunshot, the bullets ricocheting off a wall somewhere while you're running, hoping, the time standing still. You're running your ass off, man, and you ain't getting nowhere. You can't get out fast enough. It's heavy. That kid begged for help. And we didn't help him. It's all over the place, man. You can see it. He begged for help. One of the school administrators, I think it was a teacher, saw his drawings of gun and death and everything, took a picture of it that day. They knew it was coming. No, they didn't know it was coming. You could see it coming. No one thinks it's going to actually happen. We got to take that into account, right? But we got to change that mindset. The other day, I said, you know what? If you approach me, I'm going to assume you're going to hurt me, because that's where we're at as a society now in this country. And that's where we're at. It's self-preservation at this point. I don't want you near me. I don't want you near me. I don't trust you. And I used to be, I trust you until I have reason not to. But I have to live. I have to survive. I have to take care of myself. And since we have so much killing and robbing and mayhem and stuff going on and people hurting each other, just walking up and punching people and stuff, I got to assume that I'm at risk. So we're no longer friends. All right, we are at 40 seconds. Oh, baby. All right, we're back indeed. Oh, wait. With no fanfare? We're not back yet. There we go. I know. I can't believe it either. All right, we're back. It's Wednesday still. All right. Wait a minute here. Let me get out of this just to make sure we're not echoing or bouncing around or anything crazy like that there, you know. Welcome to Wednesday morning. We've been talking a little bit about the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation and how we think it stinks, right? It's kind of like, man, we shouldn't be airing that kind of stuff on our TV. So then we started talking about community and what kind of a person are you, right? And we're going to get to that. We're also throwing in there in between some things that the older generations always say, like stay off my lawn, don't believe everything you see on the internet. Another one, kids don't play outside anymore. Well, I don't know if that's true or not, but they don't seem, there's a lot more to do indoors than used to be, right? And the video games still allow social networking. So you can talk and you can see each other and everything. So, but people from the old generation, right, who did everything in their power to make just being outside terrible, right? Now look, we go, oh, it's too hot. We need the air. It's too cold to go outside. There's less places to play. Parks are shutting down. But we can't blame. See, another thing we're talking about later on is about obesity in America. What state is the biggest, fattest state? Yeah, I'm not allowed to say that. We can't fat shame. I can. I'm fat too. Look. Oh, whatever. Kids don't play outside anymore. But it ain't the same as things are different now. We got social networking that, you know, used to be you go outside, you didn't know. Like social network was all the bicycles laying in the neighbor's yard. You knew all your friends were there, right? I mean, that's the way it was back in the day. We didn't have, the TV was still attached to the wall. When you answered it, it was hello in the form of a question because you didn't have caller ID. You had no freaking idea who was calling you. No idea. You couldn't set your phone to a different ringtone when somebody's calling you in particular. So when I call, it's a certain ringtone. When someone else calls, it's a different ringtone. Caller ID, pick up your phone, see who's calling. None of that existed in 1970s and 80s. All right. I remember when call waiting was introduced to the phone system, where you could be on the phone and you'd hear a click, click, and you'd go, oh, got a call coming in. And then you click it. And then you could talk and go, oh, hold on, I'm talking to Mary on the other line. Yeah, that bitch. Oh, yeah, and you know what? That's Sue on that line. You know, that girl, blah, 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 blah. And then go back to the other. Then trouble brewed. Then came three-way calling. But we weren't used to it. So if you're 53 years old, how many can raise their hand and say, we were talking three-way and didn't know it? Because I thought it was call waiting. So we started talking some crap about Susie, but Susie was listening to every word. Oops. But Susie never spoke up. She just politely hung up the phone, click, to let you know there was a third person listening. Now there's two. And you just became BFFs because your other BFF just broke up with you. The other half of your BFF necklace will be in the mail tomorrow. Bye-bye. I used to walk uphill both ways. All you kids want to do is drink and go to parties. So we learned that from you, and you learned that from your parents, and so on and so on. So Jesus turned water into wine. They liked to party too, and that was 2022 years ago ish. So save that, preacher. Old people, that hippie culture, them hippies, weed smoking, they like to smoke that rope. That's what they used to call it back in the day. Do you rope smoking hippies? The 60s and 70s in America were not the most conservative years, right? There were a lot of drugs, acid, LSD, marijuana, beer, whiskey. Yeah, totally acceptable in society. Just don't drive. You can get loaded. You can throw up all over yourself. You, as long as you don't start a fight, touch anyone's boobs, or drive home, nobody cares. The next day you wake up, you feel like crap. We go, it's just a hangover. Little hair of the dog that bit you make you feel better. If you can stomach it. You feel like crap the whole next day in the name of partying and having fun. We overdrink excessively. It's terrible for our liver. It's bad for our kidneys. It's bad for our heart. It's bad for our brain. It's bad for our midsection. But we encourage it. In the military, our squadron, our flying squadron, the 757 Flying Tigers, yes, out of Youngstown, Ohio, thank you very much, had a keg in our ready room with the big screen TV. It was a bar. It was a bar. We had round tables. We had a keg. We had mugs with our names on them. You'd go behind the bar, pour yourself a drink. You had a refrigerator with beer in it if you wanted to. You couldn't drink before you flew, but you could drink after if you didn't have to work anymore that day. You couldn't go drink and then go back to your desk and do paperwork or nothing like that. But off-duty hours, we had a ready room that was a bar. Completely encouraged alcohol drinking. Not excessive drinking encouraged, but drinking encouraged. Right? I mean, that's what you did. You couldn't smoke dope, so people drank. You know how many people did not smoke dope in the military because they couldn't, not because they didn't want to? Is that a character flaw, or is that a good character? Right? You go, hey, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to risk my career, so I'm not touching the stuff. But if I could, I would, baby. I know cops that say that. As soon as I retire, I'm buying a bag of weed. It wasn't even legal when you said that. They don't care. They're like, I only don't smoke because I can't. But we condone the booze. Kids just want to go drinking. Another one we hear, the older people like to say, we're smarter than everyone, right? We like to fiddle in the garage with stuff. Fix the lawnmower that'll never work right again. Get a snow blower that you worked on all summer, and now it sucks the snow in instead of blowing it. You jackass. Way to go. Kids don't know how to fix anything. Kids don't have any kind of mechanical knowledge nowadays. It's not true. You go ahead and try to work on your 2015 car. You ain't going to be able to, Mary. You can barely get the battery out of there anymore. Mm-hmm. So the guy said, this is no joke. The one guy chimes in talking about kids don't know how to fix anything. He says, no joke. My dad did this to me one time. So I didn't know how to change my tire on my car at 18 years old. My dad had never showed me. I complained about it. I asked him, you never showed me how to do this. Help me. He said, you go figure it out. Well, wait a minute. Not 10 minutes later, the Wi-Fi goes out I don't get this story. My dad did this to me. I didn't know how to change my tire on my car at 18 years old. He had never showed me. And he told me to figure it out. Not 10 minutes later, his Wi-Fi went out and he asked me to fix it. Oh, I get it. Okay. So, all right, I get it. So the kid didn't know how to change his tire because his dad had never taught him. So when he said that, he goes, well, you're 18, figure it out. So not 10 minutes later, karma. All right. Dad's Wi-Fi goes out and he said, hey, my Wi-Fi went out. And I told him, fix it. All right, fix it yourself. All right. It didn't make sense at first, but you only, like, brain surgery is easy for a brain surgeon, right? You do the same thing every time. Flying an airplane, very difficult for that airplane passenger who flew that airplane and landed it. Very difficult. A pilot, not so much, right? It's easy. Like riding a bus, no big deal. Kids need to start saving if they ever want to buy a house. That one doesn't even apply. That you can no kid. Duh. That's just taking up space. This one I agree with in ways, but in other ways, it's kids are also more aware now, enlightened. Kids are too sensitive nowadays. You know, to which they say, if we're too sensitive, you raised us. So how is it their fault if you raised us to be oversensitive? Like when they complain about how kids get participation trophies. Dude, it was your idea. No kid thought that up. Good point. So we'll sit there and go, yeah, and I agree. I'm not one of those people that think everybody should get a ribbon for participating. No. To the victor, go the spoils. Look it up, what it means. To the victor, go the spoils. That means when you see the Super Bowl winner, the camera flashes to the winner and they're celebrating and there's big smiles and there's confetti everywhere. And it's just, oh my God, I can't believe it. And there's hugs and the kids are running on the field and the wives and the parents and everything. And it's just huge celebration, the music, the crowd. And then they pan to the loser. The loser's on one knee, head in hand, tears are flowing, going, son of a pop, we were so close. And they're standing there watching the winners celebrate. And they're going, we were so close, we may never get here again. And it sucks. And you're eating, it's like eating dirt. You can just taste the crap in your mouth. It's a disgusting feeling that everybody needs to feel once in a while. But no, we want everybody to win now. Little Johnny can't feel what it's like to lose. But we did. We did it. One of our people said, you know what? I'm tired of my kid losing all the time. So they got to get a trophy too. It's called last place champ, Mary. Kids these days and these damn phones. I got news for you. Parents are on the phone just as much as the kids are on the phone. And we were born without the technology, so what's our excuse, right? I'm glued to my phone half of the day, and the other half of the day, once I'm home and in my chair, well, now it's a couch with a chase lounge. It'll be in the other room. I don't even care about it. I'm just done with that. I don't need that phone all the time. Hey, Bob. Hello.
Good morning.
How's it going, mister?
Oh, nice and blurry this morning, I see.
I'm blurry?
The lighting in here is not the awesomest.
Oh, well, you're outside on the beach, so yeah, it's going to be tough lighting.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me see if I
can. All right, you got a second. Look at that. He's on his deck. You can see the chair. You even got a bed on the deck. There you go.
Well, that's a little better. Anyway.
Oh, did you close the door
No.
to the beach?
No.
Turn the light on to the beach?
I moved the umbrella a little bit.
Ah, gotcha. Block the sun differently.
Right. Little different angle.
Amen. I like a different angle every now and
It
again.
never hurts. Well,
It does
hurt.
every now and again.
I say it shouldn't hurt, but
Yeah. What do you mean it's the wrong hole? There was only one. It's a cloaca.
That's right.
But you went in the out. You went in the up route. I don't know.
What you doing?
We're talking about things that old people say to young people and they get mad. Like, why aren't you married yet?
Yep, I've been catching part of this. I was a few minutes late clicking in here, but got to agree with so much of it. It always comes back to us, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Why aren't you married yet? One simple answer. Supply chain issues.
Ah! Yes, true.
And the dreaded, come home, we want to spend time with you.
Well, yeah, I guess. There's nothing really wrong with that. It's just...
Well, it depends, though. Dad's got his headphones on, listening to something. Mom's in front of her laptop, watching videos. Then you're sitting there watching reruns of something by yourself.
Well, true. No,
right?
that's a different story. I mean, that's the point. If you want to come home, want them to come home, and you want to see them, then put your time there, put your energy there, put your focus there, and put your toys away.
And then, but don't fall asleep on the couch unless you're watching a movie.
Right.
Like, all right, you're home. I'm going to take a nap. I'll be out in an hour. Like, what? What are you? No, that's not how this works.
No.
You are a holiday decoration sitting on the couch, but nobody will interact with you. You're just sitting there. You're like an ornament.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Oy.
The other thing about fixing stuff too is we were talking about the conversation. The difference in the generations between the technologies and how things were done versus how they're done today is insane. It's no wonder if the kid doesn't know how to do certain things and the adult doesn't know how to do certain things. It's almost like two totally different worlds.
YouTube it.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's what you have to do. You got to go learn. Because
it's amazing.
It's not easy, not easy for us. Easy used to be the way it used to be, and that was a lot of hands-on, do-it-yourself kind of stuff. These days, it's all about somebody doing it for you. It's too complicated for you to dive into, too easy to screw up,
Mm-hmm. Oh, finally. Access to my computer again.
Oh, marvelous.
Pops up these little notification things that take up a third of the screen on this computer. And then you got to get to the mic talk lock button and all that. And it's like,
you get a lot going on over there. You're driving a big bus.
Uh-huh. Airplane. Oh, the China airplane that crashed, they determined was driven straight into the ground.
Wow.
Yeah. They said the pilot was having problems in life, and they determined that he dove it right into the ground. 66-foot hole. The impact was so fast and great that the airplane nosedived and left a 66-foot hole in the ground.
Yeah, wow.
That's a torpedo.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised it didn't shake the whole Earth.
You would think with that force, yeah.
A 60-foot hole? You would think it would shake the Earth, but I guess not. Or maybe it did. Maybe it was one of the little tremors we thought we had.
Could be. And certainly in the area around it. I mean,
right.
Naturally, the further away you get, the less likely you're going to notice it. But, yeah.
Unless the Earth was round, then it would be different. But since it's flat. We were talking about a little bit the supply and demand with gasoline and now baby formula. They're saying the supply and demand is the reason. Somebody said that. I go, how?
Why is there... I can understand the whole recall thing. It happens with various products. You get
Yeah.
shut down.
Yeah.
You got to be back up to code, up to snuff before you can, deliver. And you're talking about one of the major suppliers. So yes, initially it causes, a big wave in what's happening. But where are all the other companies? Why are they not? If from a humanitarian aspect, they should be stepping it up. But even if they just did it from a business selfish aspect, there's a huge hole in the market right now. Why aren't we filling that with baby formula that people can get to?
I just don't understand how.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, has been that big of an increase?
Well, supposing the supplier is providing a third to half of the world's baby food formula, I heard it was a pretty sizable number. So you take that much out of the equation instantly, and yeah, you're going to cause a stir. But there's companies that could have been on that as soon as it happened, and if they'd have stepped up their production 5%.
Seems like it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. I don't understand. I'm not saying that anybody's slacking or doing anything mischievous or in any way trying to be, a problem rather than a solution. But,
yeah, but it's just
I don't understand why there hasn't been more participation from everyone else.
It's just funny to me. They go, okay, so we're shutting down the one company in Michigan because of bacteria in the product or something. They had to recall and they shut down production, but now they're letting them start production again because of the shortage, but they're going to have to hire an outside source to monitor the quality. Every company has a quality control department already. Nothing's foolproof. But how do we know that stuff now that's going to be rushed to get out is going to be the proper quality? And if you don't believe the CDC and the FDA already, then what makes you comfortable feeding your baby something that's being rushed through?
Well, and it's being rushed, if it's being rushed through domestically or it's being rush ordered from out of the country, then you have that whole other set of issues. The Food and Drug, the FDA, the CDC all have their criteria of what's okay for us, which is why a lot of times you can get things out of the country cheaper because they have different standards. So are you willing to go by those standards and take whatever potential risk is inferred rather than waiting it out? I don't know. It's but I don't. There's a missing piece to the puzzle here somewhere. Something's not right, and whether it's a supply and demand issue that could be fixed, or whether there's something going on behind the scenes with the manufacturer and the government, I don't know.
Yeah, they're talking about Bill Gates has this synthetic formula for babies coming up or something like that or whatever. I don't know. But the conspiracy theory about that is running around too. I'm just like, everything's a conspiracy theory. And it could be right. I mean, who knows? But we are spending our time. This is what kills me. Congress is having hearings on UFO sightings. I need Congress to be doing something a little more productive. Because I ask you this. If it's determined that there are alien life forms out there, what qualifications does our Congress have to do anything about it?
Kind of like Who Made Us Boss, yeah.
Yeah. What are we hearing? You're wasting your paid time. We're paying you to be legislatures. We're paying you to guide our country and represent us. And you're sitting in a hearing about UFOs, to which I asked, what is to come of this? What have you determined there are UFOs? What does it matter? You are concerning yourself about something you have no control over.
Right.
What a waste of time. What a waste of money. What a waste of energy.
Yeah. I don't know. It always seems like the focus of whatever we're talking about is in the wrong place, somewhere where it doesn't belong, or it's out to lunch somewhere.
We have shootings and killings in this country. I'm not talking about grocery stores, and I'm not talking about schools. I'm talking about inner city crime is at terrible levels, worse than ever. And our Congress is spending time worrying about UFOs. It's a waste. It's a waste.
Yeah.
What good can come of the hearing? What is the final outcome of the hearing supposed to bring? A contingency plan? Are you kidding me? Because there's no contingency plan you can set up for something completely unknown. It's a waste of time and money. Of bumbling idiots who have nothing better to do with their time than talk about UFOs that we cannot control whether they're around or not. If they're here, they're here. If they're there, they're there. If they're nowhere, they're nowhere. None of that has anything to do with our government.
No.
But we got to know.
Half the time, hearings are a gigantic waste of time.
It is.
What are we here for? So we're going to hear a bunch of stuff. Nothing's going to get done. Blither, blather, more fodder for the media and for social. But when you look at the progress that was made weeks later, you're usually back to, why did we even bother? Not a fan, personally.
It's fascinating. I mean, but what the Congress, these are people in suits that took a shower this morning, combed their hair, brushed their teeth, got up and went to work to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do all day? Our country's falling to pieces. We have more social divide. We have more crime. We have higher inflation. Our whole country's screwed. What are you going to do today about it? We're going to meet about UFOs.
We're busy. We have hearings.
And we go, yay, they're really representing us proud.
Yeah.
You're a freaking stooge.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. It's a waste of time.
It really is.
There's nothing. First of all, these are elected officials. They're only elected officials. They don't know anything about the stuff they're talking about. They have to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you voted for this imbecile doesn't mean they know what they're doing.
Nope.
How can you? It's unidentified. Well, they're calling them something different now. They're not UFOs now. They're something else.
Something more politically correct and less
we don't want to be
offensive to those involved.
Yeah. Calling them aliens might hurt their feelings if they have any. We should call them unearthly visitors or something.
Yes. Guests from another planet or something.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, shoot, the border's open. We're welcoming everybody to just come on in. They may as well, too.
Welcome. Hey, illegal aliens, not proper. Well, you're here illegally.
Right.
So you're an illegal
and undocumented,
alien.
Yeah, therefore.
I mean, it's offensive to call you undocumented. It's offensive. Like,
that's it. Facts are offensive.
We're when we come back, we're going to get into a story a little off the rails here, but it's okay. We're going to get back on track too. When we get back, we're going to talk about something that happened at Duke University, and they're calling it racist. And we're going to talk about it. And as soon as I say racist, we think of black people.
Right.
This is not about black people. But it's still, we're talking about sensitivity. That's why I'm bringing this up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're being a little bit too oversensitive on some things, and race is one of them because it's a hot topic. Gender identity across the ticker on the news yesterday. A North Carolina transgender student, a judge decided they can use the male's bathroom. That's not newsworthy. You got to go pee. Go pee wherever the hell you want to go pee.
Shut the door and do your business. Who cares?
But that's what we're talking about now. It's race, it's gender, it's sexuality. Who cares?
Yeah, it shouldn't involve or include you in any way, shape, or form. So why do you care? Yeah.
Just like, geez. So when we get back, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to be talking about this thing that happened at Duke. And I want your opinion about whether it is, maybe I'm being insensitive, or because I say they're being too sensitive about it. Mm-hmm. But we'll address the issue and we'll talk about it, and everybody can chime in.
Sure.
You're listening to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97. We'll be right back.
Hey, 93.97 Network. Take us everywhere you go.
Yeah. Let's see. We come back at 1, 2. Oh, well, hold on. Oh, hold on. All right, we're going to take a break. Oh, we can't yet. I got to get this done. I'm looking for here. All right. We come back at 8:45.
All right.
Yeah. We're back at 8:45.
Sounds like a plan.
.93.97 Network and Hot 93.97 presents Sapphire'S Soup du Jour with Just Bob stirring the pot and serving the latest soup. The Jay the Great Show starring Jay the Great. The Honest Truth Show starring 2K Bentley. The Good Times Show starring Princess of All and Cujo Speaks. Ty's Take Today every Saturday afternoon. Marcus Divine every Saturday. The legendary House of Shade. Talk to Me Pretty. Check out the U-Store and be the first to own the newest music. Hot 93.97 and the 93.97 Network. Download the 93.97 Network app today.
Uh-oh. Better turn that down or the FCC will get a boner. They already have a boner. They'll expose it. We have a couple announcements. There we go. Back at it. How's your hump day? Mine's good. Thanks for asking. All right, let's see here. Where are we at? Oh, yeah. Let's talk about this Duke University situation a little bit. I think they're being oversensitive. You correct me if I'm wrong. 888-456-2157, extension 3. Or on social media, Sapphire's Soup du Jour's Facebook page. We're live streaming right now. 9397 Network's YouTube page. We're live streaming right now. 9397 Network's Facebook page. We're live streaming right now. 9397 Network app. We're on the air. 9397network.com. You can get us all through there. Let me know your thoughts because I'm going to tell you mine. I think we're being oversensitive, Bob. And we're going to talk about it. What's that? Can't hear you. Nothing.
That's better.
There you go.
It's amazing what a button will do.
I'm telling you.
All right, so we're oversensitive. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, I mean, all right, so Duke University, all right, a guy, they're promoting a frat party.
Okay.
And there's a conversation going on. And he says, now, okay, so a group of students at Duke University are calling for change after a fraternity member made a racially insensitive joke about immigration in a private group chat.
Okay.
The joke, promoting an off-campus party, okay, said, need help crossing the border? Lucky for you, AD Phi has a few too many Latinos who are extremely skilled at evading law enforcement. Join us, just don't get deported.
Okay.
The off-campus fraternity Alpha Delta Phi, AD Phi, is not technically a Duke University fraternity, but is made up of Duke students.
Okay.
They formed their own governing council. So Anthony Salgado, president of Duke University's largest Latino organization, said he was angry when he saw the message. Wants to understand how people can make such an insensitive comment about something as serious as deportation.
Okay.
Let's define what deportation is.
Yeah, exactly.
You're deported from the country because you're usually either here illegally or violated the requisites, if you will.
Right, right.
Violated the agreement of we'll let you here if you act accordingly. If you act a fool, we'll deport you. So let's define what deportation is first. Nobody's saying, we don't like you, you burned the tacos, you have to go. Deportation is when you break American law and you're told to leave. Just like if you're at a party and you cause trouble, you're told to leave. Right. You're no longer welcome here. You were, but you effed up. Now you're not.
Right.
That's what deportation is. Illegal aliens, we don't like them. Illegal deportation, we don't like either. If you're here minding your business and you're completely legal and you've got your documentation and everything's good to go, you have nothing to worry about. If they come and pull you over and deport you for no reason, I got a problem with that.
Yeah.
But if you violate the terms of the agreement, you have to go. We'll make room for somebody who appreciates being here and will follow the rules, just like we have to do when we go to Russia, aka don't bring hash oil and CBD oil into Russia. And they can't arrest you for that.
You're right. You're right. So much of the claims of oversensitivity to me always seem to come from people who don't want to look at the law or the way things are supposed to be anyway, and stepping into places that invite scrutiny, and therefore sometimes it's easy for them to take it as insensitive when if they step back and look, well, you caused it in many cases, and that'll ruffle some feathers too. You caused it, but you did.
Here's the guy's argument. Okay, this is the argument that the Anthony Salgado, president of Duke University's largest Latino organization, Mi Gente.
Mm-hmm.
My father was undocumented, and we struggled a lot with immigration for a long time. I think a lot of students here don't understand how hard it is to just be here. Your father was here illegally, undocumented.
Let's start there.
The fiddle ain't playing.
No.
I don't feel bad for you.
It's not hard to be here if you follow the rules to get here. It comes down to that. So there's, for as much fussing and debating and all kinds of angst and frustration and demonstrations and everything else, if you go back to the very most simple point, you've got the answer already there.
Undocumented. Where's your documentation to be here?
Mm-hmm.
This is not a hot topic. You're making it a hot topic with political issue.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're here illegally, it's just like a home invasion of our country. I can't just walk into your home because it just suits me fine.
Yeah.
You say you're not welcome here. You can't just come in.
Right.
Well, when it comes now to this border issue, everybody welcome. He's saying, my father was undocumented. That means my father was here illegally, and we struggled a lot with immigration because you were here illegally, my friend.
Exactly.
I'm not mad at you, but my violins, we refuse to play the sympathy song.
Yeah. Yeah.
His father was taken by U.S. Immigration and Customs, and he was gone for like a year. You're lucky it was just a year. You have to be legal to come here. We're beating a dead horse.
Mm-hmm. There's a standard procedure, and we'll hear from people that will say, well, but it's too long and complicated and has too many issues about it, and it's and it's this and it's that.
It's worth the wait, baby.
It's there.
It's
there to be done. If you want it, you need to follow the process. That's all. You're welcome to come, but you have to follow the process. And if you don't cry when you get booted.
I have the same sympathy. This is like somebody who's locked up in prison for making a mistake and committing a crime, and they're complaining about being locked up.
Right.
Who cares, man?
Right.
You shouldn't have wrapped up in the first place. If you don't wrap up in the first place, you're not sitting there. Now, this is not going out to the ones who are behind bars who were innocent and wrongfully convicted. We're talking about the ones who did it and we know it and you're in jail and that's what you get and sit down and shut up.
Mm-hmm. Well, and
But-
even if you don't want to follow the path to citizenship, you still need to be documented at least. Nobody's making you become a citizen, but your presence must be known. You must be legally here. We must be aware of you and what you're doing and that kind of thing.
Well, that's why we're giving them cell phones so we
Yeah.
can track them.
Okay. That's nice.
We have no idea the ignorance that's going on right now
Yeah.
because we're blinded by anyone but Trump.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Got some interesting times coming up. That's another topic.
A letter signed by a handful of Duke University groups condemns the frat members' use of racially insensitive language to promote the party. This is
Okay.
a private chat group.
This is exactly
off-campus party.
Yeah, this is where I was going. Private group.
Yeah.
If the people in the group were offended, they could say something to the person and he could rectify it then. But otherwise, it's really nobody else's business. It wasn't talked to them. It wasn't directed at them.
So he goes on to say it is both racist and classist to undermine and stereotype the experiences of Latino students and their families. This statement criminalizes and dehumanizes Latin American immigrants. No, we're not talking about Latin American immigrants. We're talking about Latin American undocumented illegal immigrants whilst ignoring the hardships faced by them. If you're a documented or if you're a citizen of this country, no hardship should befall upon you whatsoever. If you're undocumented, we're going to rail you out of here until you get the proper documentation. That's the way it goes.
Well, my
Want to
question
test
is,
the waters? Send me to Iraq.
Yep.
Just like I sit right now. Let me get on a plane and go to Baghdad, and I'll just walk through there and do what I want because I'm a damn American.
That's right.
And I will be dead, dragged through the street, raped, sodomized in my cloaca, killed, paraded around some more, and then discarded and eaten by the whatever birds live in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they would do to me. I would beg for deportation. They would kill me.
Yeah.
But we don't want to get down to the nuts and bolts. And I know I'm pissing people off right now because you're not listening.
Yeah.
It's a home invasion of your country. It's the same thing. You're not welcome just to come into someone's house because it suits you fine.
Well, if they come into your house, the way the law is, you could be shot. Home invasion. You don't know that the person isn't going to harm you. I mean, what are you going to do? Just, we could take the same, theoretically, if you took the same application and applied it to the border, cross the border without, the necessary stuff, and bye. I mean, why is it okay for every other country to do it? And it's incredibly inhumane, and I'm just making a point, a statement to analyze and compare, not suggesting that we do anything like that. But if it happens elsewhere and there's a reason for it, if it happens domestically in your own home, in your own city, why would it be any different applying it to the country, to the borders of our own country? Like you said, invasion of your home country. It's the same thing.
I believe it boils down to trying to gain political advantage. I really believe that. I believe that the Democrats are doing what they think they have to do to gain votes, and the Republicans are doing what they think they have to do to gain votes. And one of the things the Democrat side wants to do to gain votes is to get as many people in here to vote for them.
Right.
And when you've got a golden carrot to hang over somebody's head now, see, because you can say, look, the Democrats are allowing everybody in here, but if the Republicans take back over the White House, you're all gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can vote. But wait, you need a license to vote. Nah, we don't believe in that. You don't need an ID to vote. That's ridiculous. That's against your human right.
That's a whole other damn thing that really peeves me.
That's my opinion of what they're doing.
Well, yeah, no, but and again, the quote, right to vote. Yes, citizens have the right to vote. Become a citizen, you can vote.
You also have a responsibility when you vote.
Right.
To prove
right.
who the hell you are.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, if you're a citizen, you'll have documentation of some kind, and you need to have it to vote. If you're not a citizen and you're not documented and you are not part of the
I've got to show my driver's license to buy a freaking lighter.
Mm-hmm.
I got to show my driver's license to buy certain medication. I have to show my driver's license to buy alcohol. I have to show my driver's license when a police officer pulls me over. You have to. You don't have a choice. You're driving. Part of your agreement, that signature on the license, you're agreeing to stuff. But we over-emotionalize everything. Now there's people mad at me even more now because I said the Democrats are trying to earn votes. Nothing new here, people. That's what they've been doing. The Democrats, I believe, leaked the Supreme Court thing to piss everybody off, to get public opinion, and to go, hey, see, this is what the Supreme Court's doing. And it compromised the integrity of the highest court in our country for political advantage. And I'm not looking down my nose at the Democrats exclusively. The Republicans do dirty things too. It's all about power and money.
The whole system, yeah.
The hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. If you have the House and the Senate and you're in the White House, you can do whatever you want. We've seen it. Executive order after executive order, bill after bill, everything after everything. We've seen it.
Yeah.
And guess what's going to happen? If it all flips back over, everything's going to be redone again. We're going to spin our wheels and get nothing accomplished.
Yep.
But hey, we're finding out about UFOs. So,
yeah.
They don't. So here we got a person screenshotted the message, sent it to Duke's whatever. They take the screenshot. Of course, they put it all over social media. They contact the organization. Alpha Delta Phi says that they do not condone racially insensitive language. They do not tolerate discrimination of any kind. We encourage our members at Duke to take part in diversity, equity, and inclusion educational programming to better understand how their words and actions can be hurtful to others. We want to live in a world of absolute perfection, beauty, like Candyland.
Yep.
Let's go back again. This is what was said. Need help crossing the border? Lucky for you, Alpha Delta Phi has a few too many Latinos who are extremely skilled at evading law enforcement. Join us. Don't forget, or don't get deported. Insensitive? Maybe.
Oh
maybe a little insensitive. Maybe not very tasteful.
Yeah.
Hurtful? If you're hurt over this and your defense is, but my dad was an undocumented illegal immigrant and it was a pain in our ass. Poor baby. Excuse me. I know I'm being a sarcastic bitch, but I really don't care.
Yep. I know. And again, like you said, it was a private chat amongst members. You know, it really, the fact that somebody made it their business to put it out in the public in the first place says a lot about them.
That's where we're at, though. It's oversensitive. I mean, David Chappelle comes out and makes a statement about not loving transgender people and not adoring them and idolizing me. And I get butthurt. I'm demanding you love me. But that's ridiculous.
Two words that get under my skin really fast are the words demanding and deserving.
Oh, yeah.
you deserve this. Why? Deserve implies that you've earned it, meaning that you did something to accomplish something in exchange for said reward. You don't deserve it just because you walk around breathing.
But my mommy told me I do.
Yeah, well, your mommy's wrong.
Mommy said I'm special.
Yeah, well, we're all special in our own way.
I'm real special.
Me too.
I'm extra special. Mama said.
I get the prize, yeah.
The president...
Demanding and deserving. If people quit demanding so much and thinking they deserve everything, we'd be a lot better off. If those words just instantly, I don't care what you're talking about, if those words pop up in the conversation, I get really sharp really fast.
This whole statement this guy made about don't get deported. We have a lot of Latinos who know how to evade law enforcement and stuff like that. Oh yeah, insensitive.
Yeah.
Bad choice, whatever. It's not that big of a deal to me. But I remember getting all the Polak jokes, and I wasn't, oh my God, I don't even know who I am anymore. So a letter from more than 15 Duke organizations demand that the university, there's your word, demands that the university establish more systems to allow for confidential peer reporting from both inside and outside of Greek life.
Oh, dear God.
The group is also calling for a peer judicial board run by students to help hold Greek life accountable. This is like Revenge of the Nerds Part 3.
Yeah, accountable. That's almost that's another word that less annoys me. But again, accountable to who for what?
For what?
Who decides? Who made you the person to be accountable to and decide what is accountable and what's not?
Here's what I can respect.
Who do you think you are?
Here's what I can respect. I can respect somebody looking at me and going, you know what? I don't like you. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. You're born a man, now you're a woman, you did all this, and what's wrong with you? I don't get it, I never will. And then I go, how dare you speak to me like that? You need to learn and do better. And they go, you know what, you're right, I'm sorry, I'm going to put in the work and do better. I don't respect that. What I respect is somebody that goes, I said it and I meant it. What? Get out of my face, weirdo. I'm done with you. Bye. I can respect that.
Well, and it ends the dialogue much quicker that way. Both opinions are, expressed, and that's fine. Get done, move on. Nobody owes you anything.
So they're not asking to abolish the party. They're not asking to get rid of the the fraternity. They want people to be more transparent and more accountable for their actions. There was no action taken, okay? He spoke words that you didn't like.
Right.
Big freaking deal. Action would be, hey, once we have a couple of beers and shots, let's go beat up a bunch of Latino students.
Yeah.
That's action.
Right.
But to sit there and go, hey, don't get deported on your way to the party, that's just a stupid joke.
Yeah.
Who cares? David Chappelle makes fun of a transgender person. Who cares? Chris Rock makes fun of somebody for being bald because they got a hair condition. Big freaking deal. You're still alive.
Right.
Who cares? My nose is big. No, I make fun of myself. I'm going to go sit in the corner like a bitch.
Yep. The stuff we spend our time on. It's
the best answer
obscene.
Ever. The president of the Durham IFC, which is, what is the IFC? I got to find out what that stupid thing stands for. Probably something stupid. I don't know. The IFC.
Council or something.
Yeah, some ignorant frickin' council. Who is also a member of Alpha Delta Phi. The president of Durham IFC says, I cannot speak with you right now because I'm out of the country and we don't have the internet. Where are you at, man?
I don't know. Good question.
Good morning, Gregory. Checking in on the live stream.
Hey, Greg. Good
man.
morning.
And I understand about sensitivity and all that. I'm not buying into this sticks and stones may break my bones and words can never hurt me. But because words can be hurtful, but you got to allow the power of that word to be hurtful, right?
Well,
so
sure. The other thing is the extremists are running things right now. The extremists are running all this stuff that's out there that are getting people wrapped up. The mighty middle, that should be the next political party. The mighty middle. The mighty 80% of people that are reasonable, can understand and listen to both sides and come to some sort of a conclusion that you may not totally agree with either way, but you don't get bent about it, are the ones that need to take this place over again and shove it to the 10% on either side. Seriously.
Amen.
Seriously. If the mighty middle would act the way the extremists act, we'd have a much better place just out of sheer numbers.
And the problem with that is the media knows extreme right and extreme left gets ratings.
Yeah,
which leaves us.
Because it winds up the extremists to a point that that's all you hear about. And then it validates the media when you hear people talking about it and agreeing with them. It validates their statement, so they run more of it. And when they run more of it, they take up more time and get in your head more. And when they get in your head more, you misbehave more. Sorry, but I mean it. Sorry, not sorry. It's it is what it is. And it's fixable. Mighty middle, get on board. Start taking it back.
Tyler Perry said it during his speech that one day. In the middle is where the work gets done. Far left, no good. Far right, no good. In the middle. I'm a Republican. You got a good idea? I want to hear it. Joe Biden, you got a good idea? Let me hear it, sir.
Yeah.
Right?
And if it's good enough, let's please do it.
Donald Trump, you got a good idea? Let's hear it. I'm all for progress of the country. I don't want Joe Biden to fail. He's an abysmal president. He's a failure, in my opinion, 100%. I knew it was going to happen. I'm not even mad at him. However, I will pay respect to the man for the president office that he holds. And I want him to succeed so that we can succeed.
Right.
There's no success in failure. So everybody who wanted Trump to fail, you're an idiot, and that's okay. But we want our president to be successful.
Yeah.
Right? We want everything. Nancy Pelosi can't stand that wench. Oh, I hate her. I have no reason to hate her. I just like her. I want her to succeed. I want her to win. We need them to win. But we don't get it now because if you're a Republican, you want them to fail. No, we want them to win. But when it comes down to what's the real thing, what is the end all be all? Money. You don't win without all the money. Well, you can't win if you don't have all the money. And to get all the money, you've got to be in power. Interesting.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah.
It would be interesting if ideas actually won over groups and clusters and emotions and everything else. If we put a paper grocery bag over everybody's head so nobody could see and we didn't have to view the drama and the nonsense and just heard the ideas and just heard the thoughts and took the best of the best regardless of where it came from. I mean, just the very fact that, you'd be anonymous that way. Who knows if Donald Trump said it? Who knows if Biden said it? Who knows if I said it or you said it? It doesn't matter. If it's the best thing to do, then all four bagheads can just get together and do it.
Otherwise, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we were at. There were things that the Trump administration did that were good for the country, and they were reversed immediately just to cut off the nose and spite your face.
Just to do it, just because,
we're going to undo it. And not everything that they did was bad, but it got popular to outcry against it. And now, even now, Biden and what's that, Peppermint Patty, the Jen Psaki.
Jen Psaki, yeah, she just finished up, right?
She says, we are doing this, that, and the other. When we see the action don't fit the words.
Right.
We go back. We go back and listen to what the politicians have said. Listen to what Joe Biden said about abortion. Joe Biden said women don't have a full choice of their body before. Now he's changing his story. And people can change on things, but we can't use that to our story to fit our narrative, and not when it's against somebody we don't like. Trump said, grab him by the poontang, right? They'll let you. You just do what you want when you're rich. Well, you could say if you're a Trump supporter, that was when he was younger. That's just boy locker room talk. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's just locker room talk.
Well, when you talk about people changing their minds and that, of course people can change their minds. They should be allowed to change their minds. But when they do, and it's not like you owe people an explanation, but there should be some sort of understanding as to what made you change your mind. Why was it better? Why, after thinking about it, did you decide this was better? It wasn't just because you're going with the extremist Republican or Democrat. It was because this would be better than that, or, this would be executed better. There's a reason. Again, have something intelligent, at least, when you change your mind, not just because, I heard it on the news, so now I think this. Because that's a bunch of crap.
Oh, yeah. Well, the news doesn't give you the story anymore, their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They throw a story in there a little bit, but they're giving you an opinion. Right? When you turn on Fox News, the headlines are Biden's border crisis and abysmal approval ratings, and everything's negative. When you turn on CNN, they don't talk about any of the same stuff. Fox News right now, they're covering did you know that Hillary Clinton's attorney, her former attorney, is right now on trial for lying to the FBI? Because they don't cover it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The whole Russia probe thing, that whole thing's on trial right now for Clinton's attorney lying to the FBI about it.
Mm-hmm.
The prosecution starts out, we're too worried about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, but the prosecution starts out with their story. They're trying to prove their case, saying that this attorney just figured he could lie to the FBI with no consequences. But we're not talking about that.
Nope.
All right, we're going to break. We're going to take a couple songs here. We'll be right back. We're going to be talking, what kind of community person are you? There's two types. Which one are you? One's part of the problem. One's part of the solution. You decide which one's which. We'll be right back. Oops. There. Whoops.
BT bars, the Halo Saloon, where men meet men.
Oh, I already played this. Delete. Whew. 1, 2, 3 songs. We come back at 9:31.
All right.
I'm just going to stay on.
I'll be back in a few.
All right.
I'm going to rearrange my achievements in between breaks here, but I'll be back in a few.
Sounds good. 9:31. Uh, Oh, let me turn the music down. Oh boy. Yeah. Breaking news coming in across the desk. We're talking about some more bullshit coming on here. I love it. Better put my ears in. Oh my goodness. For the smell of it. Good morning, D. Good to see you. I see the link worked. Yay. Oh, I love it. 40 seconds. Oh, you don't even know what I'm dancing to. Shoop from Salt and Pepper. I want to shoot, baby. Oh. All right. Let's see. You know it is a house of pain up in here. All right, quick. Something just came across my desk. Opinion from a former judge. We're gonna test this out. I am a student of law whose age is 85 years old. My first year of college was 68 years ago. One class I took was political science. A half page of my textbook essentially outlined a few steps to overturn a democracy. 1, divide the nation philosophically. Done. 2, foment racial strife. Done. 3, cause distrust of police authority. Done. 4, swarm the nation's borders indiscriminately and unconstitutionally. Done. 5, engender the military strength to weaken it. I take that as letting women in the military made it a weaker workforce. That one's wrong. 4 out of 5 so far, though. 6, overburden citizens with more unfair taxation. Done. 7, encourage civil rioting and discourage accountability for all crime. Done. 8, control all balloting. Done. 9, control all media. Done. Printed in 1954 as a possible diabolic nightmare, has become an emerging reality.
Yep. Interesting.
A former judge.
Mm-hmm.
This is not some dope smoking grill cook.
Not Joe Sidewalk, no.
This is a prestigious judge who we look up to. But my friend Dee, who's joining us this morning, posted this on her social media. I saw it. I had to look at it. I had to talk about it. It's true. My opinion, this is true. My opinion, it's intentional. We talked a little bit about it. Mm-hmm. Both sides are doing what they can to secure their vote. The Democrats and the Republicans. We have to vote on, like you were saying earlier, Bob, we need to vote on issues, not who's good looking, who speaks the best game. We got to be able to sift through all this.
Yep.
You know, they talk a good game when they're politicians, and we got to understand what they can and cannot do. Your promises are all good and fine, But what can you actually do?
Yeah, I mean the ideas and the concepts and the issues are way more important. And again, I just keep coming back to, because I firmly believe it, if the silent middle would get together and start getting
Loud.
assertive and start pushing back, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be happening. And extremists would be pushed back to the ends where they belong. Most people are in the middle and don't say or do a whole lot. We get caught up observing, listening, watching, wondering, worrying, instead of acting. And I don't mean acting as in entertaining. I mean acting as in taking action, doing something more than just sitting there listening and complaining about it.
And Dee says, and the fact that countries like China are hoarding food is not an accident. Things are coming down the road, and we all best be prepared. Hard to argue with anything going on.
Yeah.
We need to take back control of our lives. It's no different than the neighborhood. If I clean my yard, take care of my yard, and everybody on our street does the same, our street is clean and safe. And then if the whole neighborhood does it, the city, the town, the county, the state, the country, the world. Worry about ourselves.
I was going to say, if everybody minded their own business and took care of their own business and stayed out of other people's business.
I don't care if you say, don't get deported. I don't care about that. You can call me a crazy tranny. A tranny is supposed to be offensive, right? When someone says tranny, we go, oh no, I'm transgender. It's important to get it right. No, it ain't. It doesn't matter. I'm not fragile like that.
That's right.
Right? I don't care. Right? Dude is gender neutral. Dude,
Let's
girls
become
call
that way.
girls dude. It's gender neutral. I get so many apologies when someone goes, oh, dude. And they go, oh, I'm sorry. I don't care.
Right.
If you walk up to my face and go, excuse me, sir, then I say, you're a prick. Get away from me. I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
If you're doing it on purpose, I'm too good to talk to you. I have better things to do. You're the low life. I'm not going to stoop to your level. I'm not going to educate an ignorant person.
Don't engage. It takes two to create the conflict. If you blow the other one off as stupid and just ignore them, then...
I love it when people go, I don't like drama. I don't cause drama. And then they screenshot private messages and they post it for everybody to see, and they want everybody to contact the person. That's all drama.
That's sharing other people. Yeah, just by sharing other people's drama, you're promoting drama. You're included in it.
Could you imagine if I had to reply to everybody that hates my guts from this show? Could you imagine me giving a response to everybody? There's people listening right now that are sickened by me. And they go, I'm only listening to this bitch because I want to hear what this moron's going to say next. And I say, thank you for listening, because I'm not always right. I give you my opinion. I'm way off on some stuff.
It happens.
I think abortion is wrong. If you think abortion is okay, I'm not mad at you. Who cares? It's up to you.
Right. And likewise,
People are horrible, Dee says. Yes, they can be.
Yeah. And likewise, don't force your opinion on other people who may have a different opinion, especially when you know they may have a different opinion. Let them have theirs. You have yours. And,
everything comes back to education. And I'm not talking about in school. We taught that 18-year-old kid to be angry for no reason and go kill innocent people because they were born different than he is. But yet, if he's walking down the street in an all-black neighborhood, he would be mad that they're looking at him saying, we don't take kindly to your type up in here. White guy, leave. People stick out like sore thumbs where they don't belong. If you're all white, if you're in an all white neighborhood and you're a black person, guarantee you in America, they're going to be worried. If they're not concerned, they're going to have it in the back of their mind, right? They're going to be aware of their surrounding.
Well, that's
And they're gonna be
generations
like,
of
"Ooh,
generations
no
of
different for
ingrainment
us."
of that attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if this white kid that goes in there and shoots all these people had been down there trying to shop and somebody had intimidated him, a group of young black teenagers got around him, he would have said, "See, this is why I don't." But now they can do the same thing to us, right? So now the white supremacist who thinks they're superior beings because of the skin color that they didn't choose or had no bearing in doing, now if the shoe's on the other foot, they don't like it. Ain't no fun when the monkey got the gun.
Yep.
And in 2022 in America, to be having these issues, it shows whose fault it is. You want to blame the Constitution, you want to blame the country, go ahead, you're wrong, it's okay. It's we the people.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if everybody would just stop and take a look at themselves and assume that they are contributing to the problem in some way, do a little self-analysis and come to the conclusion that, hey, none of us are perfect, including me. And what am I doing to generate all this stuff that's going on? And maybe unintentionally, you might learn something about yourself. I didn't know that this triggered that. It shouldn't be triggering anything. People don't need to be triggered. But if it causes a reaction because of the way we've been ingrained over the years and decades and generations, to be aware of it, to try not to intentionally do it. You know, I mean, if everybody did just that.
We got to stay in our own lane. We got to mind our own business. And we got to stop trying to fix everybody to fit our ideology.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's going to see things the way we are. It's okay. What's not okay is acting upon it. But this 18-year-old kid, I keep going back to it because there's got to be blame other than him. He's responsible 100% for shooting people.
Yeah.
But what led them there is what we're not addressing, right? It stops there. Like the Ghislaine Maxwell trial stopped right there. The people that put their wiener where it don't belong are scot-free. But we got the messengers and we're happy with that. Meanwhile, the wicks are still getting wet in somebody's candle. We don't know who. Same thing with this.
Yeah, that whole
Why
thing
does it stop here?
Yeah.
Right? It stops at, well, we got to make sure that this doesn't happen. We can't have this. This is our baby. We grew this. We reap what we sow.
Yeah.
This is what we want as America. Because we're not doing anything about it.
Right.
How does an 18-year-old get so mad when the world hasn't even penetrated your orifice yet? But we don't want to talk about that. Oxford, Michigan, that kid that shot him up. We talked about it earlier. He begged for help. He begged the adults in his life for help. He screamed, "Help me." He wrote it down and they took pictures of it. Help me. Gun, shooting people, people laying on the ground dead. An hour before he did it. Some lady that worked at the school, an administrator, goes, "Oh, damn, that's effed up." Click, took a picture of it. Walked away and let it continue. We can stop it.
Right.
What led them to that? The lady says, "My son's 18 years old. We had no idea." How? Are you high? You never sit around the dinner table talking to your kid and have him spew this hatred? I don't buy it. You're either a complete liar or a complete idiot. Guys, it's the psych meds. It takes away inhibitions and gives some very bad thoughts. I agree completely. And also, though, all this extremism provokes extremism.
Well, yeah.
People that if you're a white supremacist, you're already extreme. If you're a far on the opposite end, if you're I don't even know what, black power, and you want to hurt white people, that's extreme as well. In the middle is somewhere you get it done. We do not address the problem properly. How are we allowing all this to happen?
Well, because the mighty silent middle is lazy, unfortunately.
And
I mean,
the
not
ones that aren't
active
are being
enough.
drowned
I don't
out.
want to say lazy, but not active, too passive.
Yes.
Too passive. And that's a big problem. I have to agree with D as far as the meds go.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
But there's also good that does come from them, but it does have to be made important enough to address, follow through on. Not every person is the same. Your biology, your genetic makeup plays a big part in that. And you don't know what med is going to be right for what necessarily right out of the gate, but you monitor, follow the person, help the person. If they're having a bad reaction, you do something different. I mean, you have to stay focused on the problem. You can't just say, okay, pop a pill, we'll see you in a year,
Right. Well, they do. That's a lot of it.
Right.
But it just the whole pattern of it. You're watching commercials for prescription pills that your doctor should be telling you about. You go in with migraines.
Oh, sure.
You go, Doc, I got migraines really bad. My head's just killing. It's I can't even function, and it's been going on. And they're just supposed to tell, we've got this new drug. They're telling us, ask your doctor about this. They're pushing it.
Right.
They're pushing it. It's not about, hey, we know how to help you. Why do I need a doctor? If I'm coming to you to tell you to prescribe me something, why do I need you? Oh, wait, so you can make the money. You're a legal drug dealer. Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Yep.
Most of the school shooters were on psych meds. I know 3 people are caused to commit suicide. It's sad. Very true, D. I don't disagree with you one bit. And if you listen to the show, I always talk about that. That is the number one thing that is the reason I believe it. The psych meds. Yes, some people need them. Absolutely.
And if you're handling the problem appropriately, the psych meds are there to help, quote, help, alleviate some of the symptoms and some of the happenings, the end results. But you also need the psychotherapy, the talk therapy, to get into the brain and find out why. You need you need both, a combination of both. Neither one, I think, separately can necessarily always fix things. You may need more of one than the other, but I think both should be hand in hand all the time and be balancing each other.
I agree.
And that's, to me, that's where you're going to find the most success and progress. It takes more effort.
Love our drugs.
Yeah.
We are on drugs. I mean, coffee, caffeine, pharmaceutical prescription drugs. Everybody's on pills almost, and it's bad. But some of it is necessary. I agree, but
it is, and some of it, and some of it is biological, biochemical, and the drug can do great things. Can be very helpful.
All right,
I can speak to some of that.
What's that? Go ahead, finish.
No, I was just going to say I can speak to some of that. People I know, and even myself. There are things that, when addressed properly and diagnosed properly, the drug is a great thing.
Yes.
And the life that you would have without it would be very different.
I agree.
So, I mean, but yeah, it's real easy to jump to pop a pill and go live your life. No, you need more than that.
All right. What type of person are you? When it comes to community, right? There's 2 different realms of community, right? It's fascinating, the behavior of the people that took 3 pieces of pizza at the pizza party because they thought it would run out. And the people who took 1 piece for the same reason is a perfect encapsulation of American beliefs about community.
Yep.
I agree completely.
True.
You're standing in line and you go, oh, damn, I better get mine while I can. There won't be any left.
Mm-hmm.
Or are you the one that looks and goes, oh, there's a hell of a line. I better leave. I'm just going to take a little bit so there's enough for everybody. Unfortunately, we've turned into the we're taking 3 pieces, screw you. Should have got here first. That's what we've become.
Well, and some of it's control too, because if you become that person that takes 3 and then you have it, now you can decide if you want to give it to someone else or if you want to keep it for yourself.
A bargaining chip.
What's that? Yes, exactly.
Buy low, sell high.
Mm-hmm.
I was given the pizza. If I sell it for $1, it's a whole profit, and it's a good deal for the purchaser.
Mm-hmm.
D says, we are brainwashed to believe all these medications are the only way to fix things.
Right. The word only is
Amen.
right. It is spot on. Yes.
Entitlement taught by life experiences and the elderly. We always talked earlier about the elderly complaining about the youth. It's true, though. We're the ones who are putting this out for them. Kids are not asking for it. We're giving it to them. We're teaching it to them. That's how we're training them up and then expecting them to act different.
Well, and that's the whole generational thing about change and how anybody who expects instant social change is just not being realistic, because it takes, every generation at best can influence and improve on what happened before, but it takes that long to change a majority mentality. It can't just be snapped overnight, and it won't be effective if you try it. So
we have homework tonight.
Okay.
Right? When you wake up in the morning, you're supposed to make your bed and plan your day, right? We talk about that. You plan your day, all the things you want to accomplish, not necessarily financially, monetary value. Sometimes you want to make up with an old friend, maybe apologize, maybe it's clean the garage, whatever the hell it is. When you go home at night, when you're pulling the bed sheets back, you think about all the things in the day you accomplished, right? You can only answer this question for yourself. Don't answer it to me. What type are you? You taking one piece and leaving more for everybody? Or are you taking your 3 pieces and screw somebody at the end of the line? Should have got here earlier. Only you can answer it. You don't got to divulge it publicly, because you won't tell the truth if you got to do it honestly in public. But what's your idea of community? You going to get yours? Maybe even sell some for profit? Like Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby, his dad finally goes to a race after all the years. Grabs the ticket. He goes, I got 2 tickets for Reese Bobby. He goes, your boy's been waiting for this for a long time, sir. He grabs the tickets and goes, got 2 for sale. So is that who you are? Are you the 3-piece of pizza grabber at the pizza party so that you can make sure you got yours? Or are you the 1 piece to make sure everybody gets a little?
There's a thought I just had, and it's, you could be a 1-piece person with that mentality who goes and grabs 3 pieces so that you have 2 to give to the ones that got in line too late and got told to screw you. You can give them each 1, and you're being part of a solution in that way by being part of the problem at the same time. That's where things get kind of dicey. I mean, you can be doing it with the intent of doing good and actually doing good, but so many people are doing it for the wrong reason. And you shouldn't have to be that 1-piece person who goes and grabs 3 because you have to worry about the other 2. We shouldn't be in that position in the first place. But just a random side thought that I had is again, we talked about how it works both ways.
I like it both ways. Oh, wait, what we're talking about?
Does it matter?
Right. No, don't.
I didn't think so.
Though it's an interesting concept, though, right?
It is.
Maybe neither one's wrong. That's what community is all about. Mm-hmm. You look to the person. That's what Christianity and that's what good faith and neighbors and stuff's all about. Mm-hmm. If I look at you, I just took 1 piece. I looked at the line. I took 1 piece. I'm sitting there eating my piece going, woo, I'm at least getting something. And I watch you grab 3 pieces. Instead of going, hey, you stingy bastard, what are you doing? I could go, maybe I don't know the shoes that they walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe they're
just
helping
like
two other people get their piece. Yeah.
Some dogs will eat everything and gorge themselves because they don't know where their next meal's coming from. Other people, other dogs go, I've never been food deprived. I'm not worried about it. I'll eat a little bit now. I'll come back to my bowl, eat a little bit later. No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't judge a book by its cover. Maybe this is the first meal you've had in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there judging you going, look at this hoarder eating all the pizza when we don't know what other people's walk of life is.
Mm-hmm.
But community to me means just like the military slogan, all gave some gave all.
Mm-hmm.
I gave part of my life to this country, but I certainly didn't give it all. And those that did kind of got a raw deal.
Yeah.
Some people that died in war did not believe in the war they were fighting, but they went and fought anyway. Is it any less honorable? No.
They were doing it for the general quote good, whatever good was being seen.
Yeah, whether it was
whatever that meant in that situation. Yeah.
Could have been for money. Could have been for a career. Could have been because I wanted to join the Marines to kill people.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the reason is, they were there. You have a word of the day?
I do. I just tripped over this one.
Uh-oh. Love that.
I just don't quite know how to take it.
Oh.
The word is parthenology. Parthenology is the study of virgins.
Oh, so kind of what Jeffrey Epstein was into.
Yes. I mean, what are we exactly studying? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't either.
What are we studying?
What
Hopefully
a weird
it's
word.
not geometry or math.
No,
Right.
parthenology. What an odd thing.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Studying virgins.
It literally came across my desk right when you asked the question. I had a different one in mind. We'll save it because this one was so strange.
Yeah, perfect. Hey, timing is everything.
Sure
And
is.
it goes with the story. So.
That's right. I'm going to go study a virgin this afternoon.
Oh, good Lord!
If I could find one.
Oh, I'll
in my world,
all
that
the
could be a
jokes alone.
challenge.
I'll leave all the Catholic priest jokes alone.
Oh my!
Oh, where are we at? Oh, geez, we're past time here.
Here we
For
go.
our 5 minute before the hour goal, we've shattered it.
We've messed up again.
It happens. At least we didn't meth up.
That's true.
All right. Well, that does it for us today. Thank you for letting us in your house, car, wherever you were listening today. And remember, opinions are a dime a dozen. Validation is for parking. Loyalty is not a word, it's a lifestyle. Well, it's a word, much like demanding.
Ugh! And deserving.
Life is there's an uptick in demand lately. Life is too
no
short
kidding.
to put your key to happiness in someone else's pocket. And in a world where we can be anything, be kind. We have no idea what a kind word or a friendly smile could do to impact someone's day, maybe even change their life. However, who cares what people think of you? If you told me I'm a wop without papers, which is what they used to call the Italians, I'm not going to get mad at you because I'm not without papers. I've got a birth certificate. I'm good to go. And a social security card.
Right.
Call me what you want.
Sure.
All right. Till Friday, I'm Sapphire
Yeah.
Pates.
I'm just Bob.
Have a good day. We'll see you Friday. Bye-bye. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn these off. Turn that up. Say goodbye to our fans.
A
All right.
pleasure, as always. A pleasure, as always. To
Always a
see
pleasure.
everybody
Thanks for
chiming
watching.
in.
If you're going to watch in the future, thanks for watching whenever you do.
That's
All you
right.
got to do is go to the video tab of Sapphire'S Soup du Jour or 9397 Network. You'll find it.
And if you don't have the luxury of video, that's great. Just catch us on the app.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Have a good day, everybody. This ends the broadcast day. Bye.
Bye-bye.